From the soccer field to the cafeteria, those teenage years are the definition of emotional turbulence we often call the drama. So when, if ever, is the right time for a caring mom to step in? Well, our next guest says knowing when to intervene in your teen's mess will improve your relationship with them. Jessie Funk is here with things to keep in mind before you turn that teenage drama into mama drama. We don't need any funk, but we need Jessie Funk to help us.
Okay, I'll take it. I like that.
This seems to be a common issue that a lot of parents have with teenagers. It's just tough times. We've all been there.
It is tough, and I also don't think we naturally know what to do as parents. This type of topic requires a little bit of education, I think, because it is such a hard thing, finding that balance. Like, do we really try to save them and scoop in?
You want to. That's your mama's instinct,
I know.
right? You just want to help. Mom,
Exactly.
dad, anyone jump in.
We don't want our kids, our sweet little precious babies, to hurt, but if we swoop in and save them, we're going to do two very damaging things. We're going to victimize them. We're going to subconsciously tell them, you're not strong enough to handle this, so I have to handle this for you.
That's an interesting way to think about that, right? And that could impact them for a while.
For the rest of their life.
Okay,
100%.
We need a Jessie Funk today.
Yeah. And secondly, we might handicap them. So I know that's kind of like in your face. It's a little harsh, but it's so true. And I know you know someone who kind of struggles that way because when their parent isn't there to save them, the kid honestly doesn't know what to do. They don't have the muscle. They don't have the skill. So we don't want to victimize. We don't want to handicap them in any way. But on the other side, we also don't want our kid to feel like they can't come to us when they're struggling. We want our kids to know that we're there for them. So where is the balance? That's so hard.
So how do you help us find that balance? How do you intervene and make sure you're not overdoing it on one way or the other?
I have the perfect mantra. This is like the go-to. It's one simple idea that can help you in every situation, I promise. So it goes like this: empathy on me, responsibility on them. Our job is empathy, 100% of the time, always on us. So we have empathy, we listen, we just let them talk, we let them cry, we let them scream, we facilitate a safe space. And then we say, what do you want to do about this?
That's so great. And if they do make maybe it's a little too, you think the decision's too much, can you give that opinion?
Oh, of course.
Okay, but you really give them that ownership of the next step.
Exactly. It's like sending their mind to the gym. You say, what do you want to do about it? And they're like, oh, well, what if we tried this? It forces them to start solution finding. They have to learn how to problem solve. And then you say, I have some ideas, but I'd love to hear your ideas first. And if they say, well, I don't want to do this by myself, I'm like, I'm happy to go with you. Let's go talk to the principal. Let's go talk to that kid that's been mean to you. Let's go talk to his mom together. I'm happy to go with you, but I want you to lead this because you need to learn how to solve problems on your own.
And is it important to take, maybe it's not that big of a deal in our parent mind, but it's a huge deal to them. Is it important to find that also a balance of or give them more of a reality check,
Yes,
what's
exactly.
better to do?
Oh my gosh, you and I are supposed to be friends. I wrote that exact thing down. Like, we have to tell ourselves it's real to them. Like, if they come home and they say, oh my gosh, I tripped in the cafeteria and then all my friends laughed at me and then Susie made fun of me and you could, they walk in the door, right? And you're thinking, okay, honey, like, if that is a problem to you, like, why don't you pay the mortgage next month? Like, we want to give them a real problem, but we have to remind ourselves it's real to them. And their world is much smaller than ours. Their world consists of their neighborhood, their little social media presence, and their school, and that's it. So to them, it's a huge deal. We have to remind ourselves of that. And that goes back to empathy, like understanding, okay, no matter if I agree, this is real to them, and I'm so sorry that happened, honey. That must have sucked. I'm so sorry. Tell me more about it.
That does sound really bad. We've all been there.
Right.
But now, something else you bring up other than empathy is, so now is it fix it or accept it? So do you want to go talk to the principal, or you just say, you know what, you tripped, we've all tripped. Caitlin Birchall's been there, you've been there, whatever.
Right. I have a little scenario that I want to put us through. This was a situation that I thought was handled so beautifully by this mother. So this beautiful girl, 14 years old, this boy in her class kept snapping her bra. Like, he would just come up behind her and just snap her bra like 10 times a day. I mean, it was a problem. That's a big problem.
That's awful.
I think that's very real. I do not tolerate any kind of physical contact that is not warranted. I think that's a big deal. But this awesome mom, the girl came home, she's crying. It is drama. It is like really a big deal to her. And the mom doesn't freak out. She doesn't say, oh my goodness, we are going to go talk to that principal. Because when we freak out, it totally elicits that same response in the kid. So she said, honey, that is not okay. That is not okay. You keep crying. Like, let's talk about it. Tell me what happened. And like, she absolutely just gave her focused attention, but she didn't freak out. And then she said, what do you want to do about it? And the girl said, well, I want to go talk to my principal. I told my teacher, but she didn't do anything about it. So I want to go talk to the principal. Like, will you come with me? Like, and the mom said, of course I will. Let's go talk to her together. And then they went and talked to the boy together, the mom and the daughter together, but the mom let the girl do the talking so she could learn to advocate for herself. I thought that was so beautiful, and the problem stopped. It really did stop. It took a little while. Like, the boy just kind of kept bugging her, he was poking at her and just being weird. But the girl was advocating for herself. She was learning the skill of standing up for herself. And that mom facilitated that. And bonus, guess what happens when that happens? That girl trusts her mother. They have an amazing relationship because the girl knows her mom is going to listen to her, she's going to be seen, she's going to be heard, and her mom is going to help her solve the problem.
And that's a hard thing to talk to your mom about, too.
Exactly.
So that's that's a great topic, and great, like, example is the word I'm looking for, and rising above is important, too. So I think you've covered all of that in that story.
Yeah, so when we have the empathy and then we turn the responsibility over to them, we help them through it, we give them the support we need, but we're helping them learn those muscles of standing up for themselves, then I think it's really important to, like, expand the kid's mind, you know, because their world is kind of small. It's what they see on social media, it's what they see at school, it's what they see in the neighborhood. So I think it's important to say, yes, this sucks. Like, whatever you're going through, totally sucks, not okay. Life is hard, life's not fair, absolutely. So let's go do something fun. Let's move past this. Now that we've kind of dealt with this, we're either gonna, like, fix it, we're gonna solve the problem, or we're gonna accept that this is part of your challenge, but that's something that's gonna make you stronger. Now let's go do something fun. So help your kid learn, okay, yes, we're gonna get through this really mucky, like, really hard thing, and there's something at the end of that. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, yes.
You accomplished it.
So I just recommend just getting your kid out. Like, traveling, honestly, I just think, like, a weekend little getaway to a place they've never been, a new adventure. Go on a bike ride together, like, watch a new movie together, like, do something, do a craft, like those cute little rocks, like, do something together, mom and daughter, dad and son, like, do something with your kid to show them that life is not just this little picture that you're seeing right now.
A cafeteria spill. We've all been there.
Right. Expand their mind and just, like, help them move forward, because then they see the whole process. This sucks. This is so hard. Oh, I'm handling the problem. It's so hard. I hate it. But then I'm going to get past it. And then guess what happens? They become resilient. And they're so strong.
And become even better adults because of it. Jessie Funk, you rock. How can we reach out, know more about you?
You can go to jessiefunk.com. I do a lot of speeches. I also do a lot of coaching. So if your kid needs just a little extra, little focus and a little push, I would love to be your kid's life coach. I love doing that.
Well, and you know what I think? All of this goes to anyone. Like, we all still need to practice empathy. We could do all of this better, have a little better perspective, balance. So thank you so much. Jessie Funk in the house. We appreciate you.